Ubua ore I support a bill kapa che. Re ska ra lebala hore re support a bill kapa re support.
Oh, bengizoqala lapho umqinisela.
I was going to start there.
Bengizoqala kuloko
I was going to
umqinisela.
start with that point exactly. I was going to start with that point exactly.
Yeah, bengizoqala kuloko. Usuke wayishaya nje phambili.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Ngiyakubingelela ke mqiniselalo.
I would like to greet
Elijah lo khuluma naye wakamsiza isibongo. Elijah wakamsiza isibongo.
I'm Elijah Msizi.
Usubcontractor omncane lo.
The subcontractor.
Kodwa ngomnyaka ngimdala.
I'm a small subcontractor, but in terms of age, I'm old.
Kodwa ngomnyaka ngimdala mqiniselalo. Ngizibiza ukuthi ngingumsubcontractor omncane kanje ngoba
I call myself a small subcontractor because
ngoba laba abakhulu ke mqiniselalo asinobhalisa lapha kumele sikhulume kuwena parliament uze kuthina manje
because the bigger
Kumele
ones,
sitshele.
because the bigger ones, what they do,
Okwenzekayo.
I cannot report there.
Umongameli uthi makavula sona
I would rather talk to you directly
waheda ku cabinet yakhe
because when the president
Waheda
opened SONA,
ngoyi-1 uSipho athi kuzosusa ku red tape
added one.
uzomusho uyamazi isibongo sakhe uSipho Nkosi uyamazi
Yes.
uyamazi uzomusho
Okay.
lalela usuthi ususa u red tape uyihle ibill yihle kakhulu
The bill is fine because we were promised that the red tape will be
Inkinga
removed.
inani
But
ke?
the problem is here.
no mayor benu
It's with the mayors
ongenza umsebenzi wenu
who do not do their work.
nikhuluma kahle lephezulu u-red tape umsusile yebo umngameli la ku-education ku-department of education
The president removed the red tape at the top.
uma ungakhona ithi siyeke baba ngikhona uqhubeka
No, I was waiting for you to finish.
Department of Education uwenza usinikezile thina ukontract abancane ukuthi u-add ama-classrooms
As small contractors were given an opportunity to add classrooms.
akhona uzozwa kahle okay uya-add ama-classroom ey'kolweni lapho-ke uthatha thina osokontract abancane ukuthi masingene ngoba afaka asuthenda loyo i-maintenance ngandlela bengim-understanda ngayo umngameli so lana eGauteng sibe nenhlanhla-ke eGauteng zaba khona lezi zinto zaphuma guess what-ke mgcinisihlalo azitholanga uthina usokontraka safufusayo bafuna u-grade 1 kulokho akungenanga u-grade 1 kungene lama-top laba abaphezulu o-principal no-SGB banikeze obhuti babo
The Department of
I'm one
Education,
of those who contested kwikole ezimbili zalana eSoshanguve njengoba ngishilo ukuthi ngwasemathichini.
the Department of Education engaged in a program where they were adding classrooms to their schools. And we were promised as small subcontractors that we were going to be given an opportunity to participate in that process. However, when this process started, as small subcontractors, we were not given an opportunity to do this as we were grade 1. However, these jobs went to bigger contractors to do the work. And the principals and the SGPs of the schools were also colluding in this issue.
I just asked kahle ukuthi lo kanje unikeza uprincipal no-SGB ngoba afufusa thina ebasakhulayo nalaba government unenkinga nabantu abasha ebangasebenzi bayanikeza bona i-chance abakutholanga.
So with this project, we're supposed to be seeing subcontractors, small emerging subcontractors getting the work, and also given that government is having a problem of unemployment amongst the youth, they should have been given this opportunity, but they didn't get this opportunity.
Swafakile ama-query ethu ku-district akwenzekanga lutho. Swafakile ama-query ethu ku-mayor akwenzekanga lutho. Manje kumele sikutshele ngqo ukuthi mngameli usebenzele mahhala. Akwenzekanga lokho okufisile.
We queried with the district and the mayor, and we didn't get any responses, and now we're telling you directly that there's nothing that has happened.
Awuloko sihluphekile ke singawuthola umsebenzi uloko uthola yilaba bano grade 5 kanti ke lento beyufavor u-grade 1.
So we've been consistently not getting work, but work has been given to people with grade 5, and this work is actually suitable for people with grade 1.
kuhleke nikwenza abantu baseparlament mane ku TV kodwa anikwenzi phansi buyani ke nibheke lo mayor ukuthi uyasebenza umayor makabheka ukhansela wakhe ukuthi uyasebenza mayor kuhle kwenza umayor kodwa ukwenza umsebenzi wakho uhlelile lePitori akwenza umsebenzi wakho amakhansela wakho awenza umsebenzi wakho.
It's nice when we see Parliament working on TV, and it's even better if they come here so that we can tell you. For example, Mr. Mayor, you work, but you're not doing your work because your councillors are not doing their work, and you are also not doing your work.
Manje ke nina parliament ningakhulumisa umongameli amanga.
So don't let the president, as parliamentarians, don't let the president speak
Umongameli
lies.
akhulume lapha asikhohlisa vele TV.
When the president is speaking on TV and telling us things that are
Kodwa
not
themba
happening,
ukuthi nina nizosebenza ningasebenzi.
saying that you're going to work but you're not working.
Mani ngakhoneyekani ningezosikhohlisa.
If you cannot do the work, then don't come and tell us
Nginaso ke
lies.
isikhalo sami ngizobhalisa lapha futhi nakunina ngizoyifaka futhi query.
I have my complaint and I'm going to register it there, and I'll also register the query.
Uyaqhubeka ku grade 5 lapha. Uyasebenza.
Grade
Mina
5.
grade 1 bo favor mina lo 2 classroom. U 60 square meters ukuthi ngimaki.
Grade 5 people are still continuing, contractors are still doing the work which is supposed to be done by
Yena lo
myself.
NSBR so umbhale lapha kule bill. Udala saba naye. Simazi kahle ukuthi usebenza.
And the council that is in the bill, we are very much aware of it.
That's why ngithi billion uyinhle.
That's why I'm saying your bill
Kodwa
is,
iyobhala kunina, ayilobhala kuthina.
but it's not really going to work for
Nina
us
uzabe ningenza umsebenzi.
because the work is not being done.
Siyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Baba, le ndaba grade 1 no grade 5 bengicela ukuthi mhlawumbe uyibhale lapha etafuleni.
Goedemiddag, mijn naam is Naulien Theresa Stenberg. Ik groet jullie allemaal in die wonderlijke naam van ons koning Jezus.
Net een beetje sorry.
Ik
Ik wil ook met die mensen praten. Recht? Ik ga niet Engels praten, nie, maar ik ga met die groot gemeente praten. Wat is uw naam?
Mijn naam is Naulien
Libitso laka ke Nolien
Theresa Stenberg.
Teresa Steenberg.
Kinaku Central Old College Shushanguve.
O dula ko social college ya Soshangube.
Mijn vorige councillors wat op die stoelen gesit het, hulle het afgeklim en opgeklim.
Di councilor tsa rona tse ne di sebetsa peling di kene tse ding tsa kena tse ding tsa tswa.
Ik het nou 21 jaar wat ik in hy hostel bly.
Ke na le dilemo tse 21 ke dutse ko hosteleng eo.
Ik het 2 miskrampe gekry. Ik het geen kinders.
Ke kreile di miscarriage tse pedi ke dula mo ke na le bana ba babedi ba banyane.
En as ek aansoek doen vir 'n huis, dan sê ek qualify nie.
Ha ke etsa kopo ya ho fumantshwa ntlo ke jwetsa hore ha ke qualify.
Ek wil weet hoekom van ek as 'n Suid-African.
Ke batlo tseba hobaneng ke batlo tseba ka hobaneng ka baka la hore nna ke a South African.
I want to know the reason why, because for the simple reason that I am a South African.
Tweedens, in sentraal daar waar ek bly, hulle sê die gebou val onder human settlement.
Mo ke dulang teng hona jwale mo ke le bolelletseng ntlo eo ke dulang mo yona ba re yawa ho ya ka kitso ya human settlement.
Just as I've already told you, the house at which I am living, people from the Human Settlement Department who have a knowledge about this have testified to the fact that that house is busy collapsing.
Ons is meer as 300 communities in hy hostel.
Re batho ba fetang dipiti tse tharo ba makgolo a mararo a dulang ka hare hostel eo.
So we are more than 300 people who are residing within that hostel.
Families, manne, vrouens, kinders, kleinkinders.
Malapa bana ba banyane bomme ba senang banna bontate.
We have families, we've got children, we've got single men, unmarried men, all sorts of people living there.
Ons bly in 'n baie donker plek.
Re dula mo plekeng e leng lefifi haholo.
wat baie
And
gevaarlik
this place
is
in which we live is very dark, it's dangerous.
en baie gevaarlik.
Mme e na le
En
kotsi
soos
haholo.
Jankuwe Police Station gaan nie daar in al hoe kan ons hulle roep as ons 'n crisis het. Soos Jankuwe Police gaan nie in nie.
Maphodisa a Soshanguve ha a ye teng hobane ho lefifi ho na le kotsi ha ba bisa la re ka ba bisa ha ba tle.
Even the police from Soshanguve never actually visit that place. Even if we do call them, they don't come because it is dark and it is dangerous.
Ons as daai mense wat daar bly, ons ken mekaar.
Rona batho ba dulang tulong eo re a tsebana.
So, us as residents of this particular place, we know one another.
Die criminals mense wat stout doen buitekant. Hulle kom in en doen al die snaakse goede in ons gebied in.
Batho kaofela ba etsang ntho tse sa lokang ba kena ka mona hobane ba tseba hantle fela hore ha hona motho ya tla re hlokomela.
So some people who actually are inclined to do bad things or lawlessness, they just come in and out as they please because they know that nobody will do anything about that matter.
Ons as sentral, ons vra asseblief vir huise. As ons nie kan huise kry nie, hulle het vir ons gebeloof, hulle gaan vir ons hostelle maak soos hulle gedoen het in Marabastad, family quarters.
Re kopa rona ba dulang ka hare ho center ele re fiwe matlo hobane sa le ba re tshepisa gale hore ba tla reng ka ba re ise tulong e itseng hore ba re fe dintlo.
So as people living in this particular area, in this hostel, we are actually making a plea for houses to be allocated to us. We were promised of this some time back, but this has not come to any fruition.
Daar is die krag soos ek gesê het, ons sit in die donkerte. Die krag wat daar is gesteelde krag.
Re dula tulong e leng hore ha hona motlakase hobane tulong eo motlakase wa utswiwa.
So we don't have power in this particular area. Whatever power is there has been illegally connected.
Tweedens,
Sa bobedi
The second point,
ek het 'n ou vrou ingeneem wat nie 'n herberg het nie, maar sy het 'n RDP wat in haar naam is.
ke na le nkgono e ke mo nkileng ke dula le yena empa nkgono o na le ntlo e ba mo fileng yona RDP empa ha e fumantshwa mara e teng ka lebitso la hae.
there is an old woman whom I have taken in to live with, but the fact is that she does have an RDP house. Actually, it was issued, but it had never been handed over to her.
Haar huis was oorgevat van haar tenants se suster, haar oorlede tenants se suster wat 'n polisievrou is.
Ntlo eo ya hae e nkile ke motho o na a dula le kgaitsedi ya hae ausi wa hae o neng a dula le nkgono a mo nkela ene motho o ke leponisa la mme.
Now, that particular house has actually been taken by one of the older siblings of this old lady. Then he took it and he lives in it with someone else. And this person that I'm talking about is even a police official.
Ouma het in 2011 hy kort toe gegaan met haar attorney en sy het 'n eviction letter gekry wat nou is dit is ge-expire.
Ka 2011 nkgono o ile a ya ko high court go a fiwa eviction letter hore batho ba ba tswe tlong ya hae a tlo kgona ho gona jwale ebile expirile santse e sa etsiwa e sa sebetsa.
So in 2011, the old lady was given an eviction letter that was supposed to be presented by the occupants who were in her own house. But until today, people haven't been evicted yet. That letter has even expired.
Ja, en die ouma is baie sieklik en sy het 'n seun wat Down syndroom het want sy het hom laat gekry met die age van 46 jaar.
Mme o na le ngwana o leng ke Down syndrome mme le yena wa kula gagolo mme Down syndrome ena e dulang le oma ha ena tlhokomelo e gantle.
And then the old lady actually is suffering from Down syndrome, has a child who's also sick, and the old lady is sick, and the son is also sick, suffering from the Down syndrome, and it's not getting any better.
Soos ek self sê, ek sukkel en ek bly in 'n baie klein kamer. Van my hart is so groot, ek het hulle ingeneem. Ek vra asseblief, laat u my mag help. Laat sy moet teruggaan, laat sy 'n herberg het. Is baie swaar, dink nou net van 2011 af, wat sy in die straat moet loop en bly plek vra. Is baie seer om by mense te bly, maar jy jou eie herberg.
Nna ke dula mo ntlong e nyane empa ke dumeletse nkgono ho dula le nna ho tlohela ka 2011 a ntse a na le ntlo a e fileng empa a sa kgone ho dula ho yona.
So I actually had decided to take in this old lady, as I mentioned before, and then the thing is, it is not very easy to live with someone. I did that even though she does have her own house. So that's basically what I had to do.
Thank you very much. Go and write those issues there. We are going to follow all them up.
Laaste ene,
Okay.
asseblief ek is 'n kontrak soos u kan sê vir 'n jaar in EPWP, maar is my derde jaar wat ek nou in Tshwane is, 2 jaar vir H Management Unit Amsam en nou is die derde jaar vir kontrak. En as hierdie kontrak eindig, ek het nie 'n bord op my kossie. Ek versmeek asseblief vir 'n permanente werk in City of Tshwane in die EPWP.
O na le dilemo tse 3 a sebeletsa kontraka ya EWP, ba ha a na mosebetsi a ka o fumanang ha e fela mo o tlo tlhoka dijo tsa tla kgona ho ka di reka.
So for 3 years, as you can see with my gear, I've been working for ECWP, and then the contract is on its way to expire, and if it does expire, then it will be it. So I won't be having any work to continue anyway.
Since I don't have any children, I'll be having no income whatsoever, and I'm a chronic person who must take my medication without food. Please, I'm begging you for a permanent position in City of Tshwane, EPWP.
My name is Yvonne Muela. I'm from the department, from Gauteng Department of Human Settlements. I've got few issues I wanted to point out regarding.
Hello? Hi, you are saying?
Oh, my name is Yvonne Muela.
Leina la me ke Yvonne Moela
From Gauteng Department of Human Settlements.
ke tswa mo lefapheng la Gauteng la Human Settlements.
But we're supposed to respond to the question. Whom are you going to ask? Whom are you going to?
Mme ke wena o tshwantseng o re neele dikarabo yaanong o batla go botsa bo mang dipotso.
When I botsa mo mang, because we've brought the bill from your department, so you are supposed to answer the questions.
Wena ne o tshwanetse o re neele dikarabo ka gore re tswa mo lefapheng le wena o le direlang yaanong o botsa bo mang dipotso
No.
ka gore ke wena o tshwanetseng o re neele dikarabo.
You must sit here. You're going to respond to the questions that people are asking.
Nya wena o tshwanetse go dula fale mme e nne wena o arabang dipotso tse di tswang mo baaging.
Ndiyabulisa umhlali ngaphambili nasebenza nabo
Greetings to the chairperson and the house at large,
kanye nabantu apha endlini.
and the house at large.
Igama lam ndingukumkani Sigquka.
My name is Kumkani Siguka.
Ndibuya Ward 4 extension 110.
I'm from Ward 4 extension
110.
110.
Mina into engikhala ngayo la E110 extension Orchard. Sithathwa ngomasipala kwindawo ezohlukahlukeneyo usinikeza indawo ezi-permanent.
My complaint is in the extension 110, we're taken by the municipality from different areas to be placed in one permanent area.
inkinga esinayo kule ndawo sihlala kuyo bengicela urhulumente ukuthi enze ngokusheshisa ukuthi kufumaneke isikolo number 1 i-primary school and high school.
Sorry, Chair. The background noise is really making it difficult.
Sorry. There is a lot of noise. Can you limit your voices, please? We can't hear you. We can't
Re
hear
kopa le
you.
fokotse modumo, re palla ke go utlwa se baagi ba se tlisitseng fa pele.
Okay. Isicelo sami sesokubana besicela urhulumente waseTshwane asenzele ngokukhawuleza i-primary school ne-high school.
My request to the city of Tshwane is for the city to build us a primary school and a high school.
Futhi besicela ukuthi akhawulezise ukusilungisela indaba yamagesi ngoba kumnyama la sihlala khona.
And speed up the process of electrifying the area because it's very dark where we live.
Kulama stand asinikeze wona permanent ngoba siya ngemikhukhu yethu besicela into ukubana alandelise ngama-RDP.
In the stands that we've been allocated, because we still live in our shacks, can they then follow up with RTP houses?
Nazo zonke ezilandelayo ezililungelo labantu.
And all the necessary infrastructure that is necessary for people to live.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much.
Ngiyabulisa kuni nonke babaphambili nakubahlali bendawo. Uelekiya kamangaliso lo uthethayo. Siyayivuma ibhili yona.
Greetings to everybody at the front table and in the house. My name is
Elekiya Mangaliso.
and I support the bill.
Yeah. Dilapha eMabopane ku hall 21.
I'm here in Mabopane in Ward 21.
Since ngonyaka ka 1994 ndihlala emkhukwini until namhla.
I've been living in the shack since 1994 till today.
Kwisquatter camp esilapha phakathi komzi apha eMabopane.
In a squatter camp that is within this area of Mabopane.
Sizamile ke okusikuzamileyo singabahlali balandawo ngokwehlulakala kwamakhansela.
We've tried a number of interventions as the residents, but the councillors seem to be failing us.
Sabe ke sasuka sabheka edorobhini apho safumana khona uMr Chuku noMr Swanapu.
We even went to the town city offices where we found Mr. Chu and Mr. Swanepo.
So sabathetha nabo ngendaba yalapho ukuthi oko lamakhanselara aseMabopane ayikho into asinceda ngayo la ndawo indawo abadla ngayo.
We reported to them that the councillors in the Mabopane area have been failing us consistently because that area is an area which they benefit from, they make money out of.
Basithumela ke kuma chief wimpi ukuthi sise isikhalo sethu kubo.
Then we were sent to the chief whips to send our complaint to the chief whips.
Bathi ke ama chief wimpi bazabuya kuthi kuna namhlanje abakabuyi kuthi.
And the chief whips promised to come back to us with a response, but until today they haven't come back to us.
Kula ndawo sihlala kuyo sibhalela kuhomba ama-toilet ngoba sinabantu abakhubazekileyo pha.
In the area we live in, we can't even dig pit latrines because we have disabled people who live amongst us.
So ke bendicela ke mna ke njengomakhi waphayana siyavota iminyaka neminyaka sivotele urhulumente ongasincediyo thina.
And I'm humbly requesting as somebody who lives in that area to please saying that we always vote for the government that does not help us in any way.
Andizuba mde ke ndicela kumama ke phambili banoko ehlisi makakasivele kule ndawo yaseMabopane. iMabopane ayirayitanga tu.
I'm not going to be long, but I'm just asking the chairperson to please intervene because Mabopane is not really helping us at all.
Njengamapolisa walapha athatha intoto kwabantu bathengisa lama-drugs kwendawo sihlala kuzo.
Just like the police around the area who take bribes from the people who sell drugs in these areas. If you go to the police station, they'll tell you that there are no vans.
bayoyithatha itsotso ngoba siyababona.
But they can be able to take those vans and go and receive bribery money because we see them.
Ya andizuba mde ke ndimfitshane into endiyicelayo kokuba abantu abaphambili basincede ngalaa ndawo sihlala kuyo phayana iminyaka emingaka since 1994 sivota kodwa singahlala emikhukwini nanamhlanje.
I don't mean to be long, I was intending to be brief, but I just wish to register my request that please come and help us in that area because we've been voting since 1994, but nothing has happened as if we don't vote. As if we don't belong. As if we don't belong to the land that we live in, where else we were born in this land. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Greetings.
Nezintonyana eziningi upihla malungete ne. Ngibuya e1242 block T eSoshangube eWard 25. Ngupitha Malungete.
Peter, my name is Peter Malungete.
Ngibuya e1242 MRT eSoshangube.
From 1242 in Soshanguve,
eWard 25.
Ward 25.
Ngijabulele ukuthi iParliament ikhona kodwa ngicela ukuthi ungathi ngeza ngale.
I'm happy that the Parliament is here, but I wish they could come to our section as well.
Ungathi iParliament ibalekele ngaphansi kwendawo enhle ize le ihlahleni.
I wish they could come to the area where I live in, under the trees.
Bazobona ngempela lento umuntu omnyama akhala ngayo.
So that they can see what the black person is
Lapha
complaining
ngeke
about.
siqashe tende siyohlala phansi sifuna itulo kube nebika.
Because they will just sit down and there'll be speakers. We have electricity.
Izindlu sinazo lezi engikhuluma ngazo.
We have the houses that you are talking
Kodwa
about.
lezi ndlu ziyashota contracts sazakhile ezinye aziphelanga.
But these houses, some of them have not been
Kusele
completed.
ama foundation
There's just foundations
from 2010.
from 2010.
Block T MV nase V extension PP3 nase PP2 izindlu zisele njalo.
Block B and T extension, PP2 and PP.
Sakhelwe iclinic.
Houses are still like that. So we were built.
Kune clinic lapha.
There's a clinic there.
Ena 7 years imile kodwa ivulwa.
But it's not being
I don't know what's happening at the clinic.
It's not being completed, it's not being open. We don't know what's happening with that clinic.
Ngizobakhuluma ngomeya ungathi khona la. Meya makahlalazi ukuthi siyayidinga i-tie road.
Well, I heard there's a mayor here, but I haven't seen him. But if he's here, he must know that
Street light alungisiwe.
we need a tar road, we need street lights that are fixed.
High master light alungisiwe. Afakiwe high master light yithombe abopopo. High master light afakiwe mara amapopo awasebenzi.
We have high master lights, but they are not working. They are just there for nothing.
And i-greater yangale Soshangube neMabopane ne-Winterbelt i-1 ugrave indlela.
We only have one piece of machinery to actually fix this particular road.
And so i-greater yase Soshangube municipality iphuma nge-death certificate ukuze balungise indlela kufanele kuphe mina kuqala before bazolungisa indlela.
And this grading machinery only comes out if there's a death.
Ngathi kuzofa mina and then kwenza i-death certificate and then bakwazi ukulungisela abantu indlela.
So they only operate if there's a death certificate. So I need to die for the death certificate to come out so that they can release the grade.
Ikolo mama azikho. Ikolo.
There are no schools.
Zigcwele zi-overpopulation.
The schools
Abantwana baningi.
there's overpopulation in the schools, so there's too many children.
Enye into futhi asinalento abathi iphoyisa ngizwe lo baba eceda ukukhuluma khona manje ngiyayigcizelela leyo iphoyisa ulibona mali ya e-tax shop liyothatha itshoto mawufonela iphoyisa ukuthi there's a problem bathi bayasaba ukuya lapha abanamavele but khona manje mangiphuma ebakamasipala bebathi abacela amaphoyisa aba-escort bathi abanamavele masiphuma siza la amaphoyisa bewahamba ema-tuck shop ahamba thatha itshoto.
I heard the previous speaker saying they were police, but I would like to say we don't have any police.
Leyo nto sicela eParliament, please. Le yamaphoyisa is a serious what you call.
Because we see the policemen, when you go to the police station to report
Ama-drugs
the police.
athengiswa njengamaphilisi estratini.
Baba, allow him to translate so that you can hear.
We don't have police here because if you go to the police station to report, they'll tell you there are no vents and they are scared to come to these areas. But when you come out of here, you'll find that they are going around tuck shops collecting bribery money. We know, we see them. I saw them today, actually. We went to the municipality to request for police escorts, but they were not available. But right now, they are going around from tuck shop to tuck shop collecting bribery money.
And enye into madam, ngiyacela njengomama sizele abantwana but abantwana bethu babafana basekho babulawa yi-drugs ethengiswa njenge-peanuts.
I'm also requesting you,
Ithengiswa
madam.
njenge-apple estratini.
I'm also requesting you, madam, as a mother. We don't have boy children because they are being finished by drugs that are sold freely on the streets.
And then mawungubaba ulingana nami at 69 years of age, you ask yourself ukuthi lo mntwana akho intombazane uzoshada ubani ngoba abafana baphile ngibabhekile.
And then being a man of 69 years of age, you ask yourself, well, this girl child that is here, who's going to marry her? Because all the boys are really in a bad state or they're dead.
And abaningi bangayenza i-joke leyo nto, but this is serious.
Some people may make a joke out of this, but it's serious.
Because of abantwana bamantombazane abakhona, but labe bafana baphile sibabhekile.
But the girl children are there, but the boys are dead, like dead boys walking. And we
And
see them.
iphoyisa lidlula eduzane kwabo lihambe liyolanda i-bribe e-tuck shop libayeke balokhu babhema libabhekile.
And the policeman will pass them smoking and not arrest them, but go and collect bribery money and not do anything about them.
Then ngizwe
smoking.
bathi comrade Bhekicele uyasebenza kodwa kezi
I always hear people saying Comrade Bhekicele is working, but he doesn't come here. He must come here.
And so isikhalo sami esikhulu ile clinic mama ngicela ukuthi mayisebenze.
My biggest complaint is the clinic. Let it start
Isikhalo
working.
sami esikhulu ukuthi ngaphakathi ema-clinic bakhala nge-staff.
And another complaint I have is that within the clinic they are understaffed. That is their
Isikhalo
complaint.
sethu esikhulu ukuthi u-electricity iyadura.
And another complaint that I have is the high price, exorbitant price of electricity.
iParliament ngicela ukuthi yazi ukuthi ipetrol ne-electric iyasibulala singabantu
I
abamnyama.
would like the Parliament to note that petrol and electricity are killing us as citizens. Thank you very much.
Ke ema ke dumedisa bona ba bagolo ba Tshwane ke le Mathalusian Caesar.
I am standing here today to greeting the representatives of Tshwane as
Ke le Mathalusian Caesar.
Martha Luciam Caesar.
Ke nna mo Soshanguve ko block TT
I live in Soshanguve in block TT
1772.
1772.
Ke tsene ko di TT ka di 2 tsa January 1993.
I arrived at Soshanguve in January 1993.
But the TT di thomile ka 92 December.
But Block TT was created in 1992 in December.
But hauna any development.
But there is no development.
Nna ke tlo botsa yena ntate wa ko Tshwane wa tlile mo a tlo ipopona mo pela rona gore ga
I am
tloga
here to ask the representative from Tshwane.
ha fitla ko Tshwane ditlatlebo tse tsotlhe tse re di beileng mo yena mo e be le gore wa di addressa mo Tshwane e be le gore di a bereka just because ra di voutela ba gaetsho.
I just want to ask him, when he lives here and gets to the office of City of Tshwane, will he bring forward or submit our request as they are being said today?
And then the request ya ka ya mathomo
My first request for you
ke kgopela di-street lights
We request street lights
because of strata sa ka ke Afghanistan. A ke na monna ka mo ntlong, I'm a widow.
because our street is like in Afghanistan. I do not have a husband, I am a widow.
Sa bobedi,
The second thing,
ke kgopela tleliniki e be le gore ya developiwa just because re ema ko ntle vroeg.
we
Matoni.
request that the clinic be developed because every morning we stand outside and currently it's winter, it's very cold.
Sa boraro,
The third thing,
ke tlo kgopela ntate wa ko Tshwane,
we are requesting the
re
representative
bola
from
ke
Tshwane.
rente ntate, re bola ke rente.
We are
Ntate, re bola ke
suffering
rent.
because of the rent. The rent is too
Ke ba
expensive.
utlwa ba bolela bo botle, ba taba tshware issue ya rente. Ntate ko renteng a re itse ho iragalang. Ke irile POP but ba nyaka e le gore ke patela 1,750 mo tende o otlhe.
I
Mo
have
tende
done
o
a
otlhe.
POP. They have all come forward and they did not touch on the issue of rent. I have done the POP and they are always asking for 1.7 thousand rand, which is the entire amount of my grant.
Ene ke bone taba e ko renteng ke ile go Tshwane. Go na le mokabelo ba re ira so re tla o bulela mabone. Bjalo
And
nna
I
a ke
saw
nyake
this
dilo tsa
issue.
mokabelo ke nyaka straightforward. Wena tsamaya o bolela le bona gore ba lokise di rente tsa rona.
Yes, ma'am. I saw this issue at the taxi rank, and there are people who request bribes for these rents, where they say, "Give me this much amount, and I will fix this and that for you." So I am requesting and sending you to attend to this matter.
Batho ntate le khwara sokola batho. E ke patela 1,700 and something. Bana bo ja eng? Ka gore
We
bana ba
are
ka
suffering.
bebele.
We are
Nna ke
suffering.
nwa medication.
When I pay this 1,700, what will my children eat? Because I do not have anything else. We are poor. I do not have a husband. I do not have anything.
Ke o khopela ntate.
I
O kana
plead
tlela
with
tse
you,
tsotlhe,
sir.
but target ya rente le di-street lights.
Above everything else, please consider the issue of rent, the issue of street lights, and the issue of the clinic. Thank you.
Hello? Hello, Mom.
Mama,
Thobela. Nna ke nna Maphosa Nelson ke moswa.
good afternoon. I
Maphosa Nelson
am Maposa Nelson.
ke moswa.
I am a young person.
Ke tswa ke le Soshanguve Ward 35.
I am from Soshanguve, from Ward 35.
Ke tlo bom and all protocol observed.
With all protocol observed,
Ke tlo bom kopana kudu.
I will be very short.
Kudu re lebeletse taba ya molawana o be le bolela ka ona goba molawana ka kanywa. Be ke lebelela taba mo re dulang ona mo hostel.
Looking at the matter that you have brought today, I was looking at the issue of where we are situated in.
Re kgopela taba ya mpšhafatšo. Mpšhafatšo, taba ya improving
We are
quality of
requesting
housing.
for, okay, one more, sorry, Chair.
We request for improvement because problem e re bang le yona hona bjale di building tsela di tlo wela batho.
We've got problems of old buildings which can collapse anytime.
And o dula batho mo ba dula le bana bjalo he di tloa e tlo ba problem.
And there are people staying in those buildings. If they just collapse, we're going to have a serious problem.
And another issue ye re bang le yona,
Another issue that we have,
I think before the COVID-19 ba lekile o tlo penta.
there was a renovation done on those buildings just before COVID-19 attacked us.
Ba painter only 2 buildings tse le hore di gaufi le tar roads.
They only painted 2 buildings which are along the tar road.
So that hey government officials ba feta ba bona ekare everything is okay.
So that when the government officials pass on the road, they think everything has been done correctly.
Yet ka mo other blocks ke problem ke maratha fela.
There is also a problem on those buildings that were not taken care of.
So re gopela o diriwe dilo tša nnete ba tle ba re mpšhafaletše moo.
We really request for the government to come and do correct jobs on those buildings.
Le taba ya supervision re gopela taba ya supervision a ne yelo ka fa motlhala o na le batho ba berekang ke ba le gore ba bitša ke masepala EP batho ba no tla ba patlama a ba dire selo batho ba patlama matshare ka moka batho ba dile lunching ko lo tša mokhutano nngwe re gopela taba ya he batho ba hirilwe o be le batho ba le gore ba supervise.
There's a lot of people who are not actually doing their work. We need supervision. For these people to do their work, somebody must supervise them.
And a letter e ke bolelang ka ona ya mpšhafatšo nke a tenyana mo within at least 3 months batho ba tla ba check gore ke di hostel batho le dula ka gara eng o diralang ke metse fela ke di link ke di storage and o dula batho mo o dula batho le bana please re gopela le thuseng.
We humbly request that the inspectors should come and inspect after a job has been done so that we should be able to live in a comfortable place because they don't know what is actually happening at the back. Thank you very much. I think I've made my point.
Dumelang baholo.
Good afternoon.
Wa bolelang ke Esther Mpanyane. Go tswa
I am Esther
Winterveld,
Mpanyane
Ward
from
19.
From Winterveld, Ward 19.
I go ba o motelle.
I'm going to be short and precise and to the point.
Ke tlo bolelela baagi ba rona ba 19 Slovo.
I'm going to speak on behalf of our residents on 19 Slovo.
Go na le di RDPs le di agilwe ka 1996.
There's some RDP houses which were built in 1996.
Di RDP tse ke di 1 room le di 2 room.
These RDPs are 1 room, 2 rooms.
So the RTP tse ke di asbestos godimo.
They are roofed with asbestos.
So asbestos ele e thubile ke sefako. And then batho ba thibile ka di plastic godimo pula hena di ntlo di a nela.
There was a hailstorm and the roofs are leaking.
So the asbestos tse ge pula ena di a tlhotlhorega gore di bakela batho malwetse.
When it is raining, this asbestos roof causes diseases.
So ne ke gopela gore re ka se kry thuso mo bona na because ke batho ba baholo ke batho ba ile gore ke di hole and then ke batho bana ba ile gore ba tlhokofaletse ke batswadi ka mogare.
Most of the families who are staying there are elderly or child-headed families.
So ke gopela le gore ge le gore wa kgonahala di 1 room and di 2 room a re lekane di ka se kgone go oketsiwa na.
Because of space, the 1 rooms and 2 rooms are too small. Can't we extend them?
And be ke gopela hape le badudi ba hona mo ba ba nang le di outline.
I'm also asking for the residents, those who have outlines.
Pula he na suwa ia tswa e tlala mo di jarateng.
When it rains, sewer goes out into the street.
So ne ke gopela ba haeso tswetswe ne re sa itse gore re kae but ra leboga because ka tsheko le tlile re gonolla re tso re lela mo kae.
We are really humbling and request you people to come and help us because at least today we see you, we are able to air our grievances.
And mo di RTP go na le dintlo tse e ka ba more than 60 tse ile goreng a dina batho mahodu a utswa a tsena ka mo tsona a re kry beng ba tsona a ke tsore le ka kgone re thusa mona.
We've got empty RDP houses which are being used by gangs, thugs and all those people and we can't even handle that situation.
Ke a leboga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Ke a leboga.
Just want to check if there are people who still want to speak.
Ikaba go na le batho bao ba sa nyakang go bolela.
Those that have spoken, they are not allowed to speak.
Ge o šetše o kile wa feta mo pele wa bolela, ga o sa dumelela go ka boa gape.
Public servants,
Batho ba ba šomelago setšhaba,
you give citizens chance to speak to the parliament.
re kgopela gore le fe bagolo sebaka sa gore ba kgone go bolela.
Please,
Ka kgopelo hle,
you have other platforms that you can use to interact with parliament.
le na le mafelo ao le ka šomišago go bolela le mmušo.
1, 2, Baba. 3, 4, Mama wa kepe ANC. 5, Mama. 6, 7. This is the last round that we take.
E ke karolo ya mafelelo ya matsogo ao re a dumelelang gore a tle a bolele.
Yep, continue, Baba.
Le ka tšwela pele.
Dumelang bagaetsho
Good
ba mafapha
afternoon.
a matlo. Dumelang bagaetsho nna ke Ntate Tawana.
Good afternoon, I'm Dawana.
Ke tswa ke le mo Morula View.
I am from Morula View.
Ke tsene mo Mabopane ke tswa Mafikeng ka 1982.
In 1982, I moved from Mafikeng into Mabopane.
And then ka 1996 ke ga ke reka ntlo mo Morula View.
In 1996, I bought a house in Morula View.
Ke simolwa e developiwa.
When Morula View was developed,
E ne santse le ka puso ya Bophuthatswana.
we were still under Bophuthatswana government.
Ke tswa mo lefapheng la Sesole ke berekile mo Bophuthatswana Defence Force le mo South African National Defence Force. Ke feditse as a sergeant major ke le boteng.
I worked in Botswana Defence Force, and I also worked in the South African Defence Force, and I've retired from there.
Se ke ratang go simolola ka sone ke se.
I will start by saying,
Since ka 1994
since 1994,
ke ile ka bona diphetogo tse di dintsi di diragala ka mo saeteng ya rona ga ke itse gore a ne le ka lebaka la gore ne le Bophuthatswana gore jang.
since 1994, there was a lot of improvement, or there was a lot of development happening around our area.
Okay, ke ne ke re ke bone dilo di le dintsi di diragala, not improvement.
I saw a lot of things happening.
So sa pele se ke ratang go bolela ka sone ke se.
The first one that I want to speak about,
Dipleke tsotlhe tse nne di le empty tse nne di le tsa government.
all those places which belong to the government, which were empty,
Ke ga di simolwa di occupyiwa ke batho.
they were being occupied by people.
Mara ha o tla go batlisisa gore ba tsene jang batho bao ga gona sepe fela se le gore se tlisa proof ya gore ba tsene jang.
When you do investigation and want to know how these people occupied those places, there was no documentation to prove that.
Le gone yaanong so se santse se tsweletse sa gore batho go na le bao e leng gore ba kra tetla ya gore ba nne mo plekeng e leng gore ke ya government.
Even now, the process is still continuing because there are people who come and stay there without any documentation.
Ga o botsa motho potso ya gore why o ntse fa.
If you ask a person, how did you come that you must occupy this place? The answer is, do you belong to the organization when you ask me that question? I don't want to mention the name of the organization. I can only say it at the end of my speech or my... When I came into Morula View in 1996, there was a primary called Morula View Primary.
Go no na le space ka fale go ke sa high school ya Morula View primary.
There was a space or land behind this primary which was meant for a high school. As time went on, houses were starting to be built there. When we asked questions about the development of the school, the answer was, this place has been bought. When we asked, the answer we got was somebody bought it from the other side and then he sold it to somebody in Mabopane.
Letter ya teng go ile ga diragala gore ke se le mo tseleng fela ke tsamaya a ke tsore ne go ile go diragala gore ke se le letter eo ya area ele le gore le motho o approve dilo tseo ke mang.
Incidentally, I picked up that letter and went through that letter and I don't know what happened to it.
Yaanong ba gaetso go na le pleke e re etseetsweng.
There's a place that was taken away from us.
E ne le gore ne go tshwanetse go agiwa high school mo yone.
The place was meant for a high school.
Jaanong ga ke itse gore pleke eo ge re claima gone yaanong yana re batla pleke e le beke gore go agiwe high school mo yone. Ke eng se sa go diragalang ka batho ba setseng ba occupy le pleke?
Because we want that place back, what is going to happen? How are we going to claim and get that place back to us? When you move around Morula View,
empty space,
there are some empty spaces which are reserved. If there's death in Morula View,
because space unless
these places are reserved for funeral purposes because there's no space where we can put up tents when we have a death case in our homes. At this present moment, they are being sold. We don't know who's selling them. When we ask who is selling these places, the answer says, do you belong to the organization? There's a space. Just behind this wall, there's a space. There's a yard. We asked questions to the owner of that place. I was with the council of Ward 20, Neo Mutsumi. The person who was staying there answered, he was allocated this place from housing. And when you look at that place, that place was meant for sports. And then that space was meant for sports facilities, but because people who are staying there are from Mabopane, the place was neglected. No, I'm not being arrogant, but this is what I've had to say. There are places, one on this side, the other one next to the stadium. Tents are being built, churches are mushrooming all over the place, and this one is a South African, but he has built a tent there. If you look next to the mall, there are houses. We don't know whether this is a residential area or is a shopping complex. We don't know what's actually happening. There was a hotel here which was removed.
Entertainment
Which was meant to entertain our kids around here. I don't want to talk about Mabat because something is running on media here. When you look at the former Putatswana government,
infrastructure they are destroying.
All those infrastructures which were built by former Putatswana are being destroyed. There are so many things happening, and we ask ourselves that are we not part and parcel of this place? There is something that is called racism. There's something that is called tribalism. Because we are Botswana and we own places here, now because they belong to us, people are not taking it serious. And because those places belonged to us as residents here.
Giant stadium.
When this stadium was supposed to be renovated, a new giant stadium was built. With that money, they could renovate it. It's not complete, the stadium. Because I was a soldier, I was working at Odi base, I was working there. That place is being occupied by a person and we don't know him. I went there just to go and see what is happening because I used to work there. This person said, you come here to spy. We don't know this person. When we talked to him, he said, we are coming to spy here and we don't know who he is. My question to you is, do you only come to us when you need our support?
When the sports facility, the sports facility, the stadium, the sports facilities,
I used to stay in Soweto. Soweto has been taken care of. But here in Mabopane, our sporting facilities has been destroyed. Just like this stadium. Just like this stadium is being destroyed.
The tennis court is the white elephant.
Tennis courts this side are white elephants.
A white elephant because you occupy the game.
Murula San is occupied by somebody we don't know. He doesn't have our children's interest. When people from Gauteng visited this place, they used to enjoy and think this is the best place to be. It smells like when somebody in Mafikeng said, Mafikeng stinks. This place which belonged to Putatswana, the present government which is ruling,
we are going to destroy all the
The present government told themselves that they're going to destroy everything that was manned or belonged to Botswana government. Right at the hillock there, something is happening. People from Zimbabwe, foreigners from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ghana, Nigeria, Swaziland, Lesotho. They've just built shacks around that hillock next to our houses. RDP house. When we started speaking about RDP houses, they are not lowering the standards of our houses. Then there are shacks. I don't know whether this is it the government's intention to build shacks next to our houses? We are in trouble here. I believe that we who are residents here, the foreigners in South Africa, foreigners in our own Africa, services just have to notice or see how we are being serviced. Water meter readings were installed when they were installed in our houses. The first installment in my house when the meter was installed, it went to 6,000. Up to today, I'm not paying water service. I want the water they must come and talk to us. If you are foreigners, then they must tell us to go back to Botswana. If they want to get money for the services, they must come and rectify the mistakes that were done by the people who were working in the water supply offices. People who were from Botswana, who knew and understood the situations where and people from social media were brought back to back here.
Thank you very much.
The last one. I've got a title deed. But this title deed, it's surprising because we are married in community of property, but her name is Ansel. I'll tell you where I got this information.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you very much.
Ngibingelela iParliament. Siyabonga iParliament. Igama lami semthethwa Ward 9 Winterfeld. Igama lami semthethwa Winterfeld Ward 9.
Siyamthethwa from Winterfeld.
Sizoqela ke namuhla ukuthi ibill siyabona siyabonga ibill sibonile.
We appreciate the bill.
Yes. Winterfeld yakudala.
Winterfeld is a very old area.
Winterfeld yakudala asibukeki sibantu eWinterfeld. Winterfeld yakudala akunama street light.
In Winterfeld, it's a very old area, but there are no street lights.
Ikuntera zibolile. Izindlela ibolile.
The tar roads are very, very old. They are damaged in Winterfeld.
Ngicela iParliament from now
ize i-Winterveld yehlele i-Winterveld
Can the parliament please come to Winterveld
iyobheka i-Winterveld kuthi yanini
to see how old Winterveld is?
siyayicela ithiwa nje izile namuhla
Could the Tshwane government please come?
sihlupha lo baba ngoba uyaphuma uyangena lo besifuna ukutshela yena uyaphuma uyangena uyangaphandle kahlahla kosahlale la sibhekana naye ngqo.
The member from Tshwane keeps on coming in and out, getting in and out, but he's the one that we would like to speak to. We would like him to sit here and listen to us.
Sicela ukuthi iParliament yonke babeka idate ukuthi behlele Winterveld yonke ngale ward 9
Can the parliament please set a date that they will go to Winterveld Ward 9 on?
ngoba le ndawo leya ngesikhathi sakaMamoba bebisithi i-scrap yard leya.
Because that area was used as a scrap yard back in the days.
Mari sicela ukuthi manje nabantu bahle njani libahle abantu baseParliament mari izana Winterveld ngibheka Winterveld le ndawo leya ngendlela engako yiyo na.
Members from parliament, you look very beautiful, you look very good. Can you please come with all your beauty and go to Winterveld and see that place?
Ngiyabonga nema.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dumelang baholo.
Greetings,
Ke rata
honorables.
ke ema ke le dumedisa mo botlhe. Wa eme mo ka Lorraine. Wa eme mo ke Lorraine Faku mo tla ko Ward 19.
So I'm from Ward 19 and my name is?
Lorraine Faku. Lorraine Faku
Lorraine Faku
from Ward 19.
from Ward 19.
What are in ke what I know development already said is startile ka di RDP houses.
So in our ward, it is a ward where some developments already started in 2000 and?
Startile, I don't know which year, but already the RDP houses.
It's already started with RDP houses, but I can't remember exactly when it started.
In the phases the pedi ke phase 1 le phase 2.
So it has got two phases, phase 1 and phase 2.
But more phase 1 khale is startile mara still re na le challenge tsa di mother houses, the old structure.
And then it started quite a little bit long time ago in phase 1, but we still are getting a problem with some old structures.
The old structure se tse leng hore batho ba teng ba nang di challenge tsa hore di RDP tsa bona a di approve ba bang ga bana dilo tse leng hore a khona tlhaloganya mathata a sele hae tse di nyaka di home affairs.
And then the problem with that is that the center of the place where they are has not been approved or proclaimed, and we don't exactly know what the reason is.
And the second one ke ya di storage tsa rena tse leng hore di dutla thata di tletse gore yes and yes go tsu go dutla mara di cancel the report mara a re kry thuso.
And so on the second one, there's lots of problems as well there, and we have been making some of our pleadings, but the councillors are not even able to help.
So ne ke khopela thata ka he le tlile ba parliament ka tsene hore process ela ya di RDP administration e bulelwe batho ba re apply ba ile hore ba nne le di challenge and then e manage e saliwe ra hore batho bo botle ba feletse ba benefitile mo di RDP.
So we would like to ask the parliament to make sure that the process of applying for RDP houses must be opened up again so that the people can start to make some applications. It must be followed up so that people can all benefit when it comes to having or possessing an RDP house.
The reason why I'm appealing to you because of the development e tlhakatlhakane ka mo ke RDP ka mo ke old structure, so go bonahala ka ra una way forward go eme so go nna ka re ha o berekiwe and then ka ra una tswelo pele.
The reason why I'm making this appeal is because on one side it is RDP houses and on the one other side it is the old structure, so we don't know exactly what is happening. In fact, there is no progress, so it has to be looked into.
Ne ke khopela ka seo ke a leboga.
And that is my appeal. Thank you very much. A blissful day, everybody. Speaking here is Edgar Mpse. So I reside here in Mabopane. So, you know, it hurts me to know that I've been under 3 different councillors. In 3 different towns and councils. When I was still a young boy going to school, I was in Central, and then I lived in Butatswana.
Republic of South Africa.
Then I ended up living in the Republic of South Africa, which I thought things would become better. I think I've been here for the 16th time speaking about one and the same thing all the time, and there is no progress. I wonder if ever things will improve. I think the only thing remaining now is for me to die while the same discussion is still in progress. I want to say to the program director, when you leave here, please tell us when are you coming back with the feedback. Because we've been here for so many times, they actually is no progress. I don't know what is going on. So especially with regard to the RDP houses that have been built here in South Africa. So the people who live in them surely is about 50% of the South Africans only.
The remaining percent, the number.
Which means that the remaining percent are those who are from outside, the foreigners.
I'm sorry to say that.
But honestly, you are not looking after us. I have one of my sisters who bought an RDP house from a foreigner for 50,000 rands. This hurts me a lot, honorables. Because we love these people, but you do give them and allocate them some RDP houses. And then thereafter, they actually leave them and go back to their countries. You need to promise us that you will be able to do this. And I feel that actually you won't make it. So from being young, as a young man, I grew up and I live here in Mabopane. There was a place nearby called Rasbas. So I am from Hilbron. Even if we can go that direction right now, you'll see some progress of some houses being built coming towards us. I don't know exactly who do they belong to. But now we realize that it must be a lot of foreigners. And then even our children don't have houses. Even if you do tell us that there is a place where you can build us houses, there is actually nothing remaining. People have already taken them. Thank you. Thank you very much, because everything that has already been said, you heard it all, and that is exactly that. But anyway, thank you very much. Greetings, honorables, and all the support staff, everybody in here, greetings.
Sorry.
My greetings once more. I'm very glad that you are here. We are so grateful. It feels like it's a beautiful rain coming from the skies. I'm here because of my children. So my children actually used to live in some of the shacks called. My name is Martha Makubela. My children used to live in some of the shacks nearby, in a place called Milimi. And then I'm from Ward 89. So my children are grown-ups. So they used to live in those Milimi shacks. Because there are some people who have been chosen to be the ones who are looking after the people. So what they did then, they took some of my children, it's 3 grown-ups. Actually, they took half of that particular village and then moved it into the 19th section. And it was found that actually this was done illegally. And then shacks were actually dilapidated and the corrugated irons were lost. They're supposed to go back to that area where they had to be living in. Their grandmother died. But they do have barcodes. I live there within my own place. Actually, the space is so small for all of us, but at least the older one among them is renting somewhere. Now that they are grown-ups and they are employed, when they try to go back to that section of Mary Mill, they are refused entry back into the area. They say, we don't know you. Because the councillor who knew all my problems has passed away. Because as I say, all these children of mine, each one has a barcode. Now, because you are here as our elders, I wanted to appeal to you to show us and guide us as to what process can we follow to solve this. Because it's very difficult to live with the grown-ups under the same roof. They need to get out and live on their own. Thank you.
Martha, hello, what is up?
Melana ina anan tobe gina ku block TT 1891. Kito komplya ga Mabopane le rente.
Sorry ma, aka utla mabiso ga.
Ina anan tobe gina ku block TT.
Kinna Anangube, I'm staying at block TT.
1891
block T. I hear my complaint is about lights. That place has deviating places. Our lights are off every day. We have freezers in the house. And they smelt. And the meats that we buy become rotten. I don't have a title deed. How do you stay in a place where you know you don't have a title deed? That's the problem. Even the rent is too much for me because I stay alone.
The government wants 1,890.
So the government is giving me a subsistence of a grant of 1,800, and I use it to pay rent, and I can't afford even to buy food with that amount. My husband and my child have passed on. I'm staying alone. That is my complaint. Thank you.
I am greeting everyone. My name is Opa Dube. I am from Winterfeld, Ward 19. But I am here on behalf of Winterfeld and not Ward 19.
Winterfeld, there's a huge development there.
Honali, a huge development that is in Winterfeld,
Yeah, especially our housing.
especially that of housing,
The late former President Nelson Mandela.
where, if I remember correctly, it was started by the former President Nelson Mandela,
Winterfeld, an urban renewal project.
where they had said Winterfeld will be an urban renewal project.
So project it's Winterfeld
So now the project is continuing in Winterfeld
since 1996.
go tloga ka 1996 when they started in Slovo.
2004, extension 3, which is Slovo was extension 2.
And then they came back in 2003 when they extended Slovo.
And then you have extension 3.
They extended it to extension 3.
Extension 4, extension 5, extension 6.
They extended it to extension 3, which they are currently busy with, and there is also extension 4 and extension 5 and extension 6. This simply means that the Winterfell project will still be ongoing until we all pass away. But it's still unsettling.
Yeah, because here, but mud houses.
Because when people were still living in their mud houses,
Here,
when they received a house,
RDP house.
an RDP house,
We trying to remove out but Luela is still occupied. So, and the Winterfeld,
when they are moved to the new RDP houses, the mud houses remain occupied. So Winterfell still remains congested. So with that, we do not see that there is any progress. We are humbly requesting for intervention, and we ask for you to come to Winterfell to see what is happening. Because this simply shows that there are some people in the housing department that are doing some crook things, and there is no progress altogether.
But we have housing especially Ward 12 towards Mabopane.
The people who are currently staying in the mud houses, especially in Ward 12 towards Mabopane,
Pipe jacking, balogela the pipe. So pipe jacking we are through Kandlela and Wilimo Ulogela pipe.
there was a pipe jacking. With pipe jacking, you make a hole through the houses. So they made the holes underneath through the houses.
And then in Kizaba to the
And in that way, the houses resulted in them having cracks.
So people are not safe.
So this says that the people are not safe.
Okay, it's fine. Please, follow up.
Thank you. So since I have raised that one, I'm just simply asking that please make follow-up.
The RDP houses, they are since 2004.
The second point is that of RDP houses that were built since 2004.
Those RDPs,
some of those RDP houses have been put geysers.
Why this because
But now we want to understand why the ones that were built afterwards do not have these geysers, because we were told that they were going to have geysers.
So
So we are now sent by the elders to come and ask you,
because we know maybe
Because we know that somehow there are some people who have a hand in this
ba jele tšhelete ya di-visa.
and have used up the money for the geezers for something else.
So that's it. Kopa follow up, o fela le ire follow up.
That is all from me. I am just asking that you do the follow-up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dumelang.
Greetings.
Nna ke nna Innocentia Mashiu
My name is Innocentia Mashihu.
from Ward 33 Soshanguve.
I'm from Ward 33, Soshanguve.
Ke mo tlo emela community ya Ward 33,
I am here representing the community of Ward 33,
especially young women.
especially the young women. Basadi Babash.
Basadi ba ba 10
We are 10 women.
re thomile business ya rena because ne re bona hore a hona mebereko.
We have decided to start our own business since there are no jobs.
And then re bona hore we are all under 35, over 35.
And we realize that we are all over 35 years.
So business ya rena e deala ka di beads.
So our business deals with beads.
Re thoma di beads from scratch ka di like di plastic.
We start making these beads from scratch by using plastics
le di cardboards
and card boxes.
Yes. So arena like e re berekela mo yona.
Unfortunately, we do not have a place where we can work in.
Re tsere ke mo councilor a re fa garage ya hae.
We have even spoken to the councillor and he offered us his garage.
So ne re khopela at least the mayor to intervene.
We are humbly asking the mayor to please intervene.
At least there ka kreya maybe plekenyana ya hore re kgone ho berekela mo teng.
At least if you can have just a small place where we can work freely.
Yes. And then engwe hape ke re tlhoka sepetlele mo Ward 33.
The second point is that we are in need of a hospital in Ward 33.
Because ho na le ba bang mo rena ba editse like nursing.
Because amongst us there are those who have done or have studied nursing.
And le ba bang mo community.
Also others in the community.
Ke nahana hore ka hospital a ka kgona ho create mebereko for young people.
I believe that if that hospital is built, then it will be able to create jobs for young people around our area.
And then engwe hape ke housing.
Another one is about housing.
Salary ngwadisa from 1999.
Since we have went and registered in 1999,
Nna ke ngwadisitse ka 2002.
I registered in 2002.
He ke fitla ko housing ba mpotsa hore ngwana o mo butsing o tla ba ya sekolong.
When I got to the housing department to ask, they told me that that baby that you are carrying on your back will wait until they go to school.
Kajeko ko grade 11.
Today, that baby is in grade 11.
Maya so grade RDP.
And her mother has still not received the RDP house.
And go Ward 33, Mr. Mayor.
And in Ward 33, Mr. Mayor,
Hona le pleke ba re ke block MM.
there is a section called Block MM.
Hona le land ko teng.
There is free land there.
Nna ne ke nahana hore ka yona land eo at least o ka kgona ho occupy at least a few houses for bana, for young women le youth ya ko Ward 33.
I am suggesting that with that free land, maybe there can be a few houses that are built there so that they can be occupied by young women.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Re a leboga bagaetsho.
We have listened and we have noted everything that you have spoken.
Re ile ra reetsa ra ba ra tshwaya sotlhe se le buileng ka sona.
Amongst us, we have let me start by saying we are here on the consumer protection, housing consumer protection bill.
E re ke sibole fane fa ka go bua gore re ne re le fano re tlile ka molaotlhomo o mametleletsweng wa tshireletso ya banni mo matlong.
To solicit your views around the bill itself.
Re ne re tlile go tla go utlwa maikutlo a lona ka molaotlhomo ono.
Majority of yourselves have actually related their challenges that they are living with.
Me ba le bantsi ba lona le tlhalositse mathata a bontsi ba lona lo tshelang ka one.
And few of those that have they've made their input into the bill.
Me a le mmalwa a ona a umakiwa mo teng ga bill.
But we wanted to say you are not in the wrong meeting.
Me re ne re batla go tlhalosa gore gongwe ha e le gore sengwe sa gago ga sa umakiwa re gone re tsere ka tsela.
All your issues have been registered.
Mathata otlhe a lona a ile a tlhagisiwa.
There was
a kwadilwe.
one Tatemo who said he want to know from Parliament when are we coming back.
Ntate o mongwe one gentleman o ile a bua a re o batla go itse gore a jaaka ha re tswa parlamenteng jana re tlile go boa gape.
I'm not going to lie that I'll be coming tomorrow.
Ga ke batle go bua maaka go ke bua gore re tla ka moso.
But I want to indicate that actually the people of Tshwane, they are lucky because I'm coming here for the 4th time as this chairperson.
Me bile ke batla go tlhalosa gore gone ke lekgetlo le le kanang la bone re ntse re bua re tla.
I was in Hammanskraal.
Ne ke le ko Hammanskraal.
I was in what is that in Mamelodi.
Le ko Mamelodi.
I was in the city itself.
Ne re le mo in the city ka bo yone.
Today I'm here.
Gompieno ke fana.
But we came here on different occasions. When we were in Hammanskraal, the issue was challenges of water. And the city can confirm that we have worked with them to make sure that that problems that affected the people of Hammanskraal was resolved, and they are still busy even in resolving some of the issues. So I'm trying to say that your issues that you have raised are not lost.
And
the role of Parliament, we are not the executive, we are oversight on executive. All these issues that we have raised, we are going to table it in Parliament. Then call the Department of Human Settlement and ask them questions and even ask them the report and follow up on the report. What are they doing with your challenges, including the city of Tshwane? So there are issues that have been raised that we will respond on them.
Go na le mathata a mangwe a tlhagiseng fano fa a tlhokang gore a arabiwe.
But we'll respond them in general, will not be specific.
Mme re tla bua ra akaretsa fela, ga re ka ke ra uma ka thata ka tlhamalala.
One is the issues of asbestos houses. One is the issue of asbestos houses.
And then bothata ba ntlha ke bothata jwa matlo a ruletsweng ka di-asbestos.
Minister Kubai, who is the Minister of Human Settlement, when he passes the budget this year, she had made commitment to eradicate all asbestos houses in the country.
Tona ya tlamelo ka matlo e leng mohumagadi Kubai o ititeile sehuba gore o batla gore go fediswe matlo otlhe a ruletsweng ka asbestos.
She had committed to eradicate all the mud houses.
O ikemiseditse gore o batla go fedisa le matlo otlhe a atlhilweng ka mmu.
And she had even gave us the 3-year plan that is going to eradicate the blocked project, which you call it unfinished project.
Ebile gape o setse a tlhobile dingwaga di le 3 go tloga jaanong gore ko bofelong ba tsone diporojeke tsotlhe tse e leng gore ga ise di fetswe di tla be di feditswe ka nako eo.
The second issue is that as we're moving around, we've realized that there are elderly people and child-headed families and people with disability who complained that they've registered their houses for quite long.
Me jaaka ga ntse re tsamayana re lebogile gape gore go na le batho ba ba tshelang ka bogole, go na le bagodi, go na le malapa a e leng gore ditlhogo tsa one ke bana, mme batho bano botlhe ba tlhalosa gore ke bogologolo ga sale ba ikwadiseditse go nna le matlo.
Minister had committed that all the beneficiary list must prioritize elderly people, child-headed families, and people with disability.
Mme tona o ikemiseditse jalo gore a tla rarabolola mathata ano otlhe a e leng a bagodi le ba ba tshelang ka bogole le ba ba mo malapeng a e leng gore ditlhogo tsa bone ke bana.
So if all elderly people and people with disability and child-headed families, they are not supposed to queue for the houses.
Ibile sa se tlhalositseng ke gore bagodi mmogo le malapa a ditlhogo tsa bone e leng bana mmogo le batho ba ba tshelang ka bogole ga ba tshwanela gore ba tsenngwe mo lenaane la go letela.
Tomorrow we'll be meeting with the Department of Gauteng. Don't know, it's today. It's today at 7 o'clock. So those that you are able to access Parliament, you can access Parliament through the channels. One of the issues that we are discussing is that we were here oversighting on the department, and we found that there are a lot of illegal occupants of houses.
Me jaaka ha ntse re dira ditshekatsheko mo maetong a rona fano fa re ile ra tlhokomela gore go na le dikai di le dintsi tsa mafelo a le mantsi le matlo a le mantsi a e leng gore banni mo go one tota banna jaana mme e se ka fa molaong se re se tlhokometseng seng.
And we are going to get the feedback from the department today. What is it that they are doing to remove those people who occupied land, houses illegally?
Mme re tlile go ba botsa gore ba tlile go tsaya kgato efe ya go ntsha batho bao ba e leng gore ba itsentse mo teng ga matlo a ntse jalo e se ka molao.
Today we will add your views in those lists that we have received.
Ka jalo gompieno jaana re tlile go tsenyeletsa maikutlo otlhe a lona mo direkotong tse re ntseng re di dira.
We have visited all these areas, including Tshwane. We were with the MMC of Human Settlement.
Re etetse mafelo a farologaneng tota le mo Tshwane ra ba ra akaretsa le MMC wa lekgotlatoropo la Tshwane.
So we'll continue to raise these issues on your behalf and make government to account on the program that they implement on the ground.
Ka jalo re tla tswella pele go lo lelela go go ba puso le go ba kopa gore ba dire gore batho ba tseye maikarabelo a go sa diragatse dikabelo tsa bone.
And one of the things that Minister has promised on when he gave the budget speech was on the digitization of the beneficiary lists.
Me se seng gape se se ne sa umakiwa ke tona mo budget speech ya gago fa e le ka kgang e amanang le basologela molemo ba matlo ano.
Because we have realized that there are a lot of manipulation of beneficiary list in the process of people registering or applying for houses.
Ka jalo ba etse tlhoko gore go na le ditiro tsa bonweenwee ha re tla mo kganyeng ya ba go kwadisediwa ga batho matlo. Ka jalo ba tla gore bothata bo bo ntseng jaana bo bewe leitlho.
So Minister has committed that he's going to put up the system that when you register, the name will then be registered even at national level. Nobody will then be able to remove your name if you have registered for the house.
Jalo tona fano fa o rulagantse go nne le tsamaiso ya computer e tla re ha o kwadisiwa go tsengwa leina la gago o ikwadisa. Leina la gago le be le go tlhaga le go national ka bantswamang go sna o ka kgona le gore a le tlose leina leo.
So those are the important things that I thought I must share with you, that issues that we have raised already, they are on the table that we'll discuss with the minister.
Ke dilo tse e leng ke batla go le bolella tsona gore mathata a lentse le a tlhagisa a setse a ntse a beilwe fa pele ga tona gore re tlotle le ene ka ona.
We'll continue to work with both the minister and the province and the city of Tshwane to make sure that they resolve your problems.
Re ka tswella pele go dira mmogo le tona mo provinceng le mo city ya Tshwane go tlhokomela gore mathata ao a rarabololwa tiro ya diragadiwa.
And we have joined by the team from department, the legal team, and the person from NHBRC. They'll just actually respond on issues on the bill because they are specializing in, they are the people who are writing the bill. They will actually comment on issues that we have raised on the bill.
Ba ba neng ba kopanetse le rona mo go kwalweng ga molaotlhomo ono o ene e le batho ba ba tswang mo lephateng la tsa semolao mmogo le ba ba tswang mo NHBRC ba ba nang le kitso ka ga dilo tse di ntseng jaana e le gore re tla re kgone go akaretsa le go se tlogele kwa morago mathata ape a tshwanetse gore a lejwe.
I'm just going to give them some few minutes just to emphasize on issues that are on the bill that we have raised and clarify them.
Ke tlile go ba naya metsotso e se kae gore ba ke ba gatelele go se kae mathata a ile gore la umakile a ile gore a umakega le mo teng ga bile re utlwe gore ba di baja.
There was an important issue that was raised on that we are talking about builders to build quality houses, but we are not talking about the quality of the material that must be used in the
Go na le ntlhango ya botlhokwa e neng ya tlhagisiwa fano fa malebana le batho ba ile baagi ba matlo le mofuta wa didirisiwa tsa go aga le boleng jwa tsone tse e leng gore ba di dirisetsa go aga matlo.
And people who are defaulting, what will then be their penalties? I'm now going to invite Mr. Kwezi to talk to those issues. He was here, was listening, can then talk to some of those. And then followed by the NHBRC person. Mr. Ngwenya.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much, honorable members.
And then the nation at large.
Chair, I'll be very short and precise to talk about specific issues that were raised in terms of the bill. Chair, I want also to confirm that you are correct that as drafters of the bill, what is important in drafting legislation is that you need to consider what we call a simplicity in the drafting of the bill. The simple principle is, Chair, that a plain, simple language is an essence of a good drafting. Chair, there are three issues that have been raised in terms of the bill. The first issue is about what is consumer protection about the bill and what is empowering provisions about the bill. I want to confirm and assure the community that there is section 34 which make provision for the empowerment programs and transformational programs that's supposed to be initiated by the council itself. And it is very specific because it have to provide that the council must provide empowering programs to women and people with disability and young people. And the main focus is only on those particular three categories, and in particular the issue of the training of the small contractors and the builders. The other important element that has been raised is the role of the inspectors. We have made a provision in the bill that the role of the inspectors is very important because the essence of them is to ensure and to certify the structural integrity of a house. We want to make sure that gone are the days that when people have built the houses or even the government have built RDP houses, within the period of 3 months, those particular houses, they crack. Finally, Chair, is that the accountability, we are placing the accountability on an MMC, we are placing accountability on an MEC to make sure that as when we build houses as human settlement, those houses must be enrolled so that you have a better protection in terms of the structural defect and the roof leak of the particular house. Chair, lastly, that the colleagues from Gauteng, they've raised important issues in terms of the bill. Of course, we will of course consider those particular aspects. But what is critical is that, Chair, it is not the last of this particular bill that we have drafted. I still have to draft what we call the regulations under this particular act to give details in terms of how are we going to put this act into operation. We will thereafter, after I've drafted the regulations, we'll come back to you, Chair, as Parliament, will come back to the community again to make a recommendation in terms of how the law is going to be implemented and what is the procedure and the processes that need to be followed. Thank you very much.
melao e ntseng jalo e go dirwang ka yona modulasetulo re tlabe re itlisa mo go wena gore o e sekaseke le go ntsha ditshitshinyo tsa rona gore rona re bona di ka tsenngwa tirisong ka mokgwa o ntseng jang re be re utlwa go tswa mo go wena.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, honorable members, and welcome to our stakeholders.
Dumela modulasetulo mmogo le batlotlegi ka wena re a lo amogela mo kopano ena ya rona le lona bana le seabe ba rona.
I am Natasha Fashia and I'm from the NHBRC's legal department.
Nna ke nna Natasha Fashia mme ke tswa ko lefapheng la semolao la NHBRC.
We have taken note of all the comments that were made and the inputs that we have received, specifically, on the issues of building material to be used.
Re etse tlhoko dintlha le ditshwaelo tsotlhe tseo le di dirileng segolobogolo tse di amanang le mofuta wa didirisiwa tsa go aga tse di ntseng di dirisiwa re ntse re tlhaile tsebe.
Including that of inspections and the role of inspectors.
Go akaretsa le go tlhatlhobiwa ga matlo ao mmogo le seabe sa batlhatlhobi ba one.
My colleague has referred to those particular provisions in the bill from sections 70 to 72.
Modiri ka nna o setse a umakile ditaelo tseo tse di kwadilweng mo teng ga molaotlhomo o tse di fitlhelwang mo go karolo 70 go ya go 72.
Which includes the powers of inspectors to inspect the homes as well as the material that are used.
Tse di akaretsang fano fa dithata tse batlhatlhobi ba matlo ba nang le tsone tsa go tlhatlhoba ntlo mmogo le go tlhatlhoba didirisiwa tsa go aga tse di dirisitsweng.
I want to confirm that all building materials must be SABS approved.
Ke batla go umaka fano gore didirisiwa tsotlhe tsa go aga di tshwanetse go nna tse di amogetsweng ke lefapha la SABS.
The NHBRC also has the Eric Malobi Innovation Hub, which is situated in Soshanguve.
Mo Soshanguve re na le Eric Malobi
in Soshanguve.
E fitlhela mo Soshanguve
where homebuilders can actually have materials tested.
ka mantswe a mang ke lefelo le e leng gore ba ile ba agi ba matlo ba ka bona didiriswa tsa go aga go tswa mo go bone gone mo Soshanguve.
The address is block.
Address ya bona ke block
Double X.
block SS
X.
Oh, XX
Stand 508.
and stand 508.
As our stakeholders, you can also visit the offices of the NHBRC.
Mme jaaka bana le seabe ba rona gape lo ka nna lwa etela di-office tsa rona tsa NHBRC.
We are situated in Pretoria as well as Sunning Hill.
Re fitlhelwa kwa Pretoria mmogo le ko Sunning Hill.
The address in Sunning Hill is 27 Leeuwkop Road.
And then ke 27 Leeuwkop Road, address ya rona e ko Sunning Hill.
And we are situated in Hatfield in Park Street.
Mme mo Pretoria re mo Hatfield ko Park Street.
Thank you.
Ke a leboga.
1166 Hatfield at Park Street in Hatfield.
Number 166 Park Street ko Hatfield.
Thank you.
Re a leboga.
Thank you very much.
Re lebogile thata.
I'm going to request somebody who can come and pray for us as we close this meeting.
Mo go tswa
A
leleng.
volunteer.
Ke tlo go kopa mongwe yo o ka ithaopang kgotsa gore tswalela ka gore rapelela.
I'm going to ask ourselves to rise so that we can close this meeting officially.
Tla le kopa gore le eme jaaka ha re tswalela.
And when he finish, please don't go. There are food that has been prepared for yourselves.
Re kopa gore ha go fetswa lo name lo sa letile go se kae lo baakanyeditswe dijo.
You don't have to go anywhere. They will come and direct you where you must.
So lo se ka lwa ya gope bangwe ba tla tla go go lona go lo kaela gore lo direng.
Thank you.
Ra leboga.
Asivale namehlo.
Baba siyabonga umusa wakho osinike wona namhlanje. Baba siyakumema esikhathini samanje ukuthi uhambe nathi and usiprotecte ngezwi lakho nangamandla akho. Baba kuzo zonke izinto esisikhulumile kulama leaders wethu sicela wena Jehova ubapha amandla kuzo zonke kuze bazokhona ukusiza umphakathi wethu. Siyacela wena uNkulunkulu onamandla onke ukuthi ube nathi sonke isikhathi usize zonke izinto. Baba siyabonga ngezwi lakho elinamandla, siyabonga konke kwenzekile makwenzeke egameni lakho ngegama lika Jesu kuze kube phakathi. Amen.
Thank you very much.